Hayes High's running back has been selected to the 47th Kansas Shrine Bowl.
And a quick Kansas Day history lesson from Laughlin Elementary. I'm Derrick Aragon.
And I'm Carson Ackerman. These stories and more in this edition of Tribe News. Hayes High senior Hayden Brown has always had talent and success on the football field, earning multiple All-State selections and racking up over 3,000 all-purpose yards and 35 touchdowns in his high school career. The Fort Hays State football commit has had his success recognized most recently in his selection to the 47th Annual Kansas Shrine Bowl, where he will not only represent the Indians, but the city of Hays as well. For more on Brown's selection to the prestigious bowl game, here's Isaac Smith.
Since 1974, the Kansas Shrine Bowl has been one of the most prestigious all-star games throughout the nation. And on Saturday, July 18th, some of the best football players throughout the state will gather at the campus of Washburn University to play for the Shriners Hospital for Children. Hayes High's very own Hayden Brown was selected to play for the West Squad. I got the chance to sit down with him and get his reactions on being selected.
My initial thought was I was pretty excited, but I was also pretty tired because I just woke up. So my parents actually knew before me, so they had like cookies made and stuff. So when they announced it and they knew, I was kind of mad at them because they knew and they didn't tell me. So that was my initial thought. It's always been a goal of mine, but this year I guess I kind of thought of it a lot more since it's my senior season and the season I can make it. And about 5-6 years ago, it was in Hays, and I told my dad that I wanted to make it, so making it this year meant a lot to me. The selection process all starts with the head coach sends in a recommendation of that you should be selected for the Shrine Bowl, and then the media of Kansas and everyone in Kansas, like the coaches and media, all go through a draft sort of thing to see who gets to play in the Shrine Bowl. I'm excited to play with the people from the WAC that got selected, like Dalton Miller and Bo Foster mostly, and besides that, I know I get to play against some people from Topeka, and that's where I'm usually from, so I'm excited to play against them.
Congrats to Hayden and the rest who've been selected. Make sure to follow Hayden throughout the rest of his football career at Fort Hays State University. For Tribe Broadcasting, this has been Isaac Smith.
Students from Hays High School are granted ample opportunities, and one-way students are taking advantage of the opportunities by earning CNA certificates. To get more information on this certification and the benefits that come with it, Tribe News reporter Hope Schumacher spoke with two Hays High students about their experience involving the CNA program and the positive effects that follow.
Recently, students at Hays High have been getting their CNA certification to jumpstart their careers and open up new opportunities. CNAs may work in places such as hospitals, clinics, and nursing homes. We spoke to Hays High juniors Katie Christian and Erica Malik on what it's like to get your certified nursing certificate and opportunities that are open for them now.
We basically learned how to take care of older people, the different stages of death, not to be morbid, but we learned how to take vitals, what the healthy ranges are for vitals, like blood pressure, temperature, heart rate, pulse, that kind of thing. And then we basically provide for daily activities and things like that. That definitely opens up job opportunities. The only thing that I can do is be a CNA. Once I turn 18 though, I could become a med aid, which is kind of like a CNA, but all you do is pass meds to the residents. But you have to be 18 for that. And then it kind of opens up opportunities for jobs in the future. So putting on your resume that you were a CNA at one time is pretty good. I definitely want to go into nursing, at least an RN, if not further. But having a CNA on your resume and stuff looks good. And then also kind of getting the experience of working around people and the different nurses and everything that goes on.
I love working with people, and I want to be a nurse in the near future, hopefully. So it just gives me the opportunity to jump on my career. Being a CNA, you can be a CNA almost anywhere. The hospital, you have to be 18, so obviously you can't work there if you get it in the summer before you turn 18, but you can work at almost any nursing home in Hays and surrounding areas. You get to take care of patients in each and every room. You get to know every patient. But you also have to do the changing if they can't change themselves. If they can't shower themselves, you have to give them a bath and everything. And you normally have to put the food in front of them, and some even need help It was a month-long class from May 25th to June 20th, and we mainly did paper tests, and we also had a lab in the NCK Tech classes where we could go into a room with like test dummies, and we got to practice on them. And then towards the end of it, we had like a week of clinicals, and we got to actually go in a nursing home and just like go under another CNA and help the CNAs out there.
For more information, visit Hayes Medical Center's website. This has been Hope Schumacher for Tribe Broadcasting.
Opened nearly a decade ago, the Bickelschmidt Sports Complex has served Hayes and the communities around it. The 110-acre facility utilizes grass and dirt fields for its athletic events. However, there has been discussion taking place regarding replacing the natural surfaces with synthetic turf. Nick Park was given the chance to sit down with the Hayes Recreation Commission superintendent to learn more about the potential change.
Bickelschmidt Sports Complex has been a big part of the Hayes community. Whether hosting baseball, softball, soccer, or football games, this sports complex has been a positive addition to the Hayes community. Recent talk about the complex getting turf has had a lot of people in the Hayes community getting really excited. Let's go see if we can find some more information.
The Bickelschmidt Sports Complex, currently we're looking into possibly getting turf for the infields. It's really in the preliminary stages at this point. There's just been some discussion at our joint meeting with the City Commission. It was brought up during that time, and so there's been no financing available yet for it. So really we're in the early stages of it and just in the discussion stage of it right now. The positive effect that will have on the community for getting turf, one is when we have tournaments on weekends, we'll have guaranteed play, meaning so if we have weather that weekend or we have rain the night before, we'll be able to guarantee teams that are coming here that they'll have play. The other effect is on the community. We'll have an economic impact effect on the community. And we recently had a group from Fort Hays State, Tom Johansson and his staff, did an economic impact, and the impact for the 2019 tournaments we had was close to $4 million on the community. The year before, we lost a state tournament and it got moved to Great Bend, and that cost us probably about $2 million, the impact it would have been for that particular tournament. The amount of money that turf will save on maintenance costs, typically we hire about 4 people, and all of our infields are red shell, so every day we have to drag them, pack the batter's boxes, pack the bases, pack the pitcher's mounds, as well as use chalk to chalk the fields with. So in manpower, it'll probably save the HRC close to probably $20,000 to $25,000, roughly in that neighborhood each year, because we can eliminate a lot of those positions and just probably have 1 or 2 people on staff to help do some other things with the turf.
It looks like everyone in Hayes is excited to see what turf at Bickelschmidt can bring. This has been Nick Park for Tribe Broadcasting.
The elementary schools in USD 489 are always doing fun activities, whether it's book fairs or famous figures. We had the opportunity to attend O'Laughlin Elementary's Kansas Day Wax Museum. Derrick Aragon has more on the story.
Thanks, Derek. We're here at O'Laughlin Elementary School taking a look at their Kansas Day Wax Museum, where they have a bunch of interesting characters from astronauts to Native Americans and anything in between, all linking back to Kansas in one way or another. I had the opportunity to speak with Gina Johnson and some of the kids here about what this project's all about. Why was this organized here?
Well, we've done this about every year when we teach 4th grade. It's part of our celebration of Kansas' birthday, and students are able to learn about the heritage and the famous people that make Kansas unique and colorful.
Alrighty, so this is just limited to people from Kansas, if it's correct?
Yes, they don't necessarily have to be born here, but they have to be famous for something that happened here.
Alrighty, got it. And did the kids get to choose who they were, or was it like selected and given to them?
I allowed my class to research a whole big list of famous Kansans and choose someone that they were interested in and they thought that they would have liked to have been back during their days.
You're an astronaut from the looks of it. I can see the whole NASA thing going on there. So far, have you been enjoying this project?
What?
Have you been enjoying this project? Yeah. What has been your favorite thing about the project?
Building this stuff and I don't know.
Oh, so building the stuff, putting it all together, that's been your favorite so far? Got it.
Supposed to be Nancy Casimum.
All right, and could you give me a little bit of history of who that is?
Yeah, she was the first woman to represent Kansas in the U.S. Senate, and she helped work on labor and healthcare issues.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that. What's been your favorite part about this project so far?
My favorite project is, my favorite part about her is that she was actually working on labor and healthcare issues. That's a very hard job for her, too.
All right, Emily, who are you supposed to be here?
Elizabeth Polly.
And who is that exactly?
She's a famous ghost and she was a nurse.
All right, the blue light lady, correct?
Yeah.
Awesome. We've had a blast at the Kansas Day Wax Museum. Not only does the project teach the kids how to research, but it helps them with public speaking and furthers their knowledge about Kansas. This has been Derrick Aragon, reporting for Tribe News.
Hayes High has prided itself on its many distinguished organizations and clubs. With many opportunities to get involved, there's something for every student. But are some flying under your radar? Several different Tribe News members collaborated to shed light on some groups you might not be familiar with.
On February 8th, 12 students from the Environmental Club traveled to Cheyenne Bottoms, the largest wetlands in the interior U.S., to talk about the environment and learn about energy efficiency within the schools.
I'm Cameron Schumacher, and I'm the president of the Environmental Club. So I organized this trip to Cheyenne Bottoms because one of my mom's friends who works at Fort Hays knows someone there who works at Cheyenne Bottoms, so he gave me their contact, and I just thought it would be a really great learning experience for us in the club. So I emailed Mandy Kern at Fort Hays, and she sent me some options of classes we can take and activities we could do. So I just told her what activities our group was interested in, how many people were going. Okay, well first what we did was we drove around and we ID'd birds. And then we took a class on how to make our school more energy efficient and how we could save costs. And then we went into the water and we picked up just anything we could, like bugs and just weird like shells and things like that in the water. I hope that we just become closer as a club, because that's what I really want to do, and that we just learn how to make our school a better, more energy efficient place.
Schoenberger has many plans for the Environmental Club the rest of this year.
So for the rest of the year, we are planning on hopefully getting some speakers out to Hayes High to either talk to our club or the whole school during the seminar. And we're planning on planting trees in the fall.
Anyone interested in joining the Environmental Club can email instructor Dan Dickerson. For Tribe Broadcasting, I'm Alicia Feyerherm.
Hello, I am Kathy Wagoner. I teach sophomore regular English, junior regular English, and advanced placement concurrent credit senior English. I am also the sponsor of the book club.
I'm Sally Hutchinson. I'm a senior and I'm the president of the Hayes High Book Club.
The book club is about bringing students together who love to read, who have a passion for reading. Many times we get caught up in reading for classes and we forget about our passion to read for entertainment. So we come together and enjoy each other's company to talk about a book.
We can offer a place that will challenge your mind. It'll keep you growing as you go through your 4 years. So even more than just your classes, you know, and it's a place of fun. It's almost therapeutic. If you love to read, then you're not going to be really, if you feel like you're bothering your friends, you're not really going to be bothering them or like talking to people about these books that you've read. You have a place where you can go and you can talk to them and be like, wow, I read this amazing book, and they can be like, I know, it was insane. And you have that fun kind of safe space to talk about that. I started a book club because I kept talking to my friends about how I miss reading. I spent entire junior year, I didn't even read one book in my own free time. To be fair, I tried to tackle a 500-page book, but I still didn't even read one book in my free time, and I was very upset about that. And I wanted to read more because in middle school and even freshman and sophomore year, I loved it. I loved reading so much. But we had lost that area, so we were like, I wonder if anybody else is feeling this. So we decided to create a club to kind of preserve the idea of reading a book and talking about it, just for fun.
We meet every other Tuesday after school for about 30 minutes to an hour in Mrs. Wagner's room, which is room 110, I think.
So basically what we do here is each meeting, whoever can attend. If you're interested, all you have to do is stop by, let me know, and I'll get you on the email list. But it's mostly a student-run club, so anybody who wants to join is welcome. I think it would be good for incoming freshmen to try it, if it sounds like even something they're interested in, because I know even me, I don't really know a lot about it, but you learn as you go, and just being willing to try new things, you know, you may jump into something that you find you really enjoy.
So D&D Club is a club where we play, obviously, D&D or Dungeons & Dragons for about 2 hours once a week or two. It's a story tabletop role-playing game where you make a character and you play with it with a story in hand, following by a DM or a dungeon master who tells the story of the game.
We usually have a pretty good group. There's one individual, John, who usually is the DM for the game at the time. But from one meeting to another, they're playing the same game. Each person picks a character, and it's really a role-playing situation based on whatever the DM kind of leads them through. But it's a big creativity aspect of things, but it's really interactive.
The Hayes High Chess Club is one of many clubs that are offered to students at Hayes High. The club was formed 2 years ago by librarian Erin Holder. I spoke to her about what Chess Club does.
We meet once a week on Tuesdays, and we also try to go to at least one tournament a month. This month we're actually going to 2 tournaments. A few of the kids want to get some extra tournaments in.
The team has competed well, winning 3 of the 4 tournaments they have competed at.
Well, this year alone, we've brought home 3 first place trophies. We've gone to 4 tournaments overall. So of the 4, we placed first at 3 of them. So we've had a lot of medalists, a lot of trophy winners, and a lot of team trophies. So it's been exciting. It's been a good year.
Even if you don't want to play chess competitively, there are many opportunities to get involved with the chess club. Experienced levels of any type are welcome to attend meetings.
If you have any interest at all, just come. Like, you don't have to know how to play chess, obviously. Like, I can teach you that. That's not an issue. If you don't want to play at tournaments, you don't have to. You know, you can come as a casual player. There's multiple casual players that are there. Even if you want to, we can probably end up bringing you to a tournament this year.
Chess Club meets after school on Tuesdays in the library until around 4:30. If you're interested in joining, you can come to a meeting or contact Mrs. Holder.
For many high schoolers throughout the United States, attendance is an issue. It is a battle that brings along negative effects. Year after year, the number of absentees at school increases, creating a cause for concern. For information on the declining attendance rate, here's reporter Sierra Smith.
Over 8 million students across the U.S. miss nearly a month of school each year. Many students in our own school and across the U.S. feel it is not a top priority to attend school daily. Poor attendance can have many effects on students and their futures. Today, I talked to Hayes High counselor Amy Miller to get her scoop on how poor attendance can affect students and their development.
Attendance is an important thing for academic success and also for success at your work site. And basically, you know, I view school as a student's jobs, being here on time, showing up, doing your job, doing your work. And those kind of habits will help you be more successful after you leave high school. I think probably for a lot of students, coming to school is hard. Perhaps it's not their favorite thing to do. They would rather do something that they enjoy. And I understand that, but it is a state law that students attend school until the age of 18, and it is something that is required by law, so they should be here. Again, it's just the healthy habits that you learn. Do you need to show up to work on time? You have to be places on time. If I don't show up for work and I'm late, I'll probably lose my job, and it's just one of those things. It's a healthy habit that you learn over the years, and that, you know, you can't, in some work sites, you know, when you've got appointments, you can't just show up whenever you want. I mean, it's a discipline thing that unfortunately our country and our society runs by. You know, our school this last year took another step. Generally, when students miss 38 periods, they get one letter. It's kind of a warning that, hey, your son or daughter's missed a lot of school. So this year they implemented 19 absences, and that's not days, it's periods. So at 19 periods, parents get a letter, guardians get a letter saying, hey, your son or daughter's missed some school. When they get to 38 absences, then they get a second letter. And then when they get to 76 periods that they were absent, then they receive another letter, and the student at that point is put on a contract, and it goes to the county attorney as well. There is a strong correlation between students' attendance and academic success. See it all the time. Students who miss school frequently, if they don't make up the work and work extra hard to get caught up, then their grades slide, may not pass a class, and they're more at risk for dropping out or not graduating. Attendance is very important, and there is such a strong correlation between students being here and being present and their academic success. So I feel like our school has taken another step this year. Need to get parents on board and guardians on board to get their kids here.
This has been Sierra Smith with Tribe Broadcasting. For more information, you can visit the Hayes High Counseling Office.
Created by Helping Hands, Project Prom has assisted Hayes High School students by lending them appropriate clothing for school events where one may need to dress up. Our own student council for the first time this year has combined and partnered with Helping Hands to pitch in on the kindness. Tribe News' Hope Schumacher is back at it with Project Prom.
On January 30th, Helping Hands and Stuco set up the Project Prom shop and social for students to come and borrow suits and dresses for Indian Call, homecoming, and prom. Students were encouraged to bring back their items after the dance for the next person to wear, but did not have to. We interviewed Stuco and Helping Hands members on their views over this experience.
The Project Prom social actually went way better than we expected. There is a ton more people there, and people actually got a lot of dresses, so it all turned out great. This year is Stuco's first time helping with Helping Hands and the Project Prom. We got the idea of having the social and having people come in during Pride time to view the dresses, and it turned out really good. A lot of people just thought it was for people who couldn't afford dresses, but it's actually for everybody. And so once everybody realized that, it brought a lot more people in.
Along with clothing, Helping Hands also offered their cookies and drinks to everyone who came. The members who put this event together wanted to make students feel welcome and not afraid to take what they needed.
My favorite part of Project Prom is just seeing everyone shopping and looking at the smiles on everyone's faces when they're looking for what they want and when they finally get it. That's a really good feeling to see them. There's definitely a lot more dresses and a lot more people were coming in. When we had our startup event, there were so many more people that came into the library and were shopping. And there wasn't very many people last year. I think next year they'll definitely try to keep the startup event how they partnered up with Stuco, but I'm not sure. We really haven't sat down and talked about changes and stuff. Maybe expanding it because it's in such a tight corner right now.
If you're still looking for a dress, Project Prom is open until April 24th, located in the Hayes High Library. This has been Hope Schumacher for Tribe Broadcasting.
Man, Carson, the month of love is over.
But on the bright side, the groundhog didn't see a shadow, which means spring is on its way. Derek, you excited for that?
Yes, can't wait for that warm weather.
In the meantime, make sure to follow us on Twitter and subscribe on YouTube. Signing off, this has been Carson Ackerman
and Derrick Aragon.
Thanks for watching.